I'm here at Willow Run Airport in the Detroit area, but my aviation career in C-46s with Zantop was out of the neighboring airport, which was called Wayne Major at that time. It is now the primary commercial field here called Metro. But at that time in the year, we had C-46s there flying automotive contracts and other things. But during model change, they would furlough a lot of the pilots because there was no work. And they'd recall you as soon as the new models came out onto the field. But when I got furloughed from there, I went back to Detroit City Airport and was in the coffee shop there. And Don McLeod came up to me and said, "How'd you like to come fly for us?" And he was with the Teamsters Union. And we began to fly for the Teamsters in Conrad 9800. It was a modified twin beach, and it was a good airplane. And we flew union executives around and Mr. Hoffa on occasion. But poor Jimmy, he was down in Chattanooga on trial for jury tampering. And this trial went on for months, and I was down there with the airplane, and I had a mechanic co-pilot with me. And we'd fly various trips out of there to resupply the attorneys with data and go to Washington, D.C. and bring other information back down. And it was obvious later on that this trial was not going well. And the FBI agents were all over the place there. And for some strange reason, they all wore trench coats, and they'd follow us everywhere. You'd go out of the hotel, and here you'd be a guy right behind you with a trench coat on. Turn around and say, "Hey, are you FBI?" And, "Oh, no, no." And he'd turn around and leave, and another guy'd replace him with the same trench coat type attire. And had a lot of fun with that. And occasionally I'd call flight service and check the weather in Mexico City and things like that, just to give them a panic. And it came to the end where Jimmy was obviously going to go on a federal vacation. It was stacked against him. And I began to look for employment elsewhere. And I saw an ad in the Washington Post when I was up in D.C. at the Teamsters headquarters there for pilots in Southeast Asia. And that's where my adventure began.